Red area now, as you see in the red area.
For more than a decade, the fortunes of the Denver Broncos have been planned with the knowledge that the most extraordinary comeback quarterback in the NFL will be in the huddle.
Hey, let's have a good period, huh? Let's be sharp. Let's have a good period, huh? Let's go. Let's finish strong, huh? We need to pick this up a little bit.
They're going to play him inside, but he plays soft. So if we went 25, okay, 25 backs right, Louis.
Hey, Louis!
On the check with me package.
Let's go check with me. Check with me on one, right?
Out of Ace.
Ace!
He'll probably be taken up over here with a bracket.
Here then is the story of John Elway, a magical quarterback who makes us believe in miracles even when we can't believe our eyes. Set a mile above the world is a tale so epic, so grand, it should really be produced in
Hollywood!
76,000 extras, a 100-yard soundstage, and of course, our leading man. International superstar. Scream his loyal fans. But from his enemies, late in the battle when the game is
tight!
He's just begun to fight.
It ain't over yet. We're gonna get this, baby. What's the deal, man?
We're gonna win it anyhow. 2800!
Without special effects, stuntmen, or retakes, he throws away the script in the final minutes and comes to the rescue. There's always a way with John Elway.
Who's gonna win?
Broncos!
Sure?
Yeah!
What makes you so sure?
John Elway, the quarterback!
They blitz. Elway runs up in the pocket, gets away. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown, John Elway. Wow.
You can say that again.
Wow.
Something as we were growing up has taught us to have a never say die attitude. And he's got that somehow. He just believes in some way he's going to make it happen.
If it's ever a situation when we're backed up on the 20-yard line and with a minute to go, I want John. I want John at the controls.
It's almost like you say, well, we get a chance to prove ourselves again, that we can go in tough spots. We can make the plays and get the job done when no one else expects us to do it, and really be a hero. And it's exciting to have the chance to be a hero.
If heroes are rare, then rarer still is the ability to point to the moment a legend is born. But in the 1986 AFC Championship game, John Elway was transformed.
The day was one of those very dark and gray days that you can have in Cleveland in January. It was unbelievable. It was almost surreal to be there because the crowd was just wild. I mean, it was all part of the mystique.
On a field strewn with the debris of ill will, the Broncos were fighting for more than their playoff lives. They were fighting to prove something.
So much was on the line. It had been 9 years since the Broncos had been to the Super Bowl. This was Elway's first chance. It was Pat Bullen's first chance. And all seemed lost, not when Cleveland scored, but after the kickoff was fumbled and it was down on the 2-yard lines, 98 yards away, you're heading toward the dog pound. I mean, all of those things, the bad weather, it just all came together in that one segment of the game.
I always think, boy, what a bad break. I think that the ball bounced around, and the fans were really into it, and it was really loud, and for us to get it there on the 2-yard line, it was like, oh boy.
And the Broncos are 98 yards away from where they need to go. Still 5 minutes to go, but they need something out of this drive.
What they needed was a leader and a little faith. Faith that each man would not merely do what he could, but do what he must. It was a situation which called for a hero, and in a sublime moment which would ultimately define him, John Elway not only accepted the heavy burden of that fateful drive, but history's judgment as well.
In that situation, about 5 minutes left, when we know we have to make a drive and we have to put some points on the board, it's total concentration. I can remember the only thing that has kind of gone down in the history books was Keith Bishop saying, you know, we got him right where we want him. You know, after that, it kind of loosened everybody up and we were able to get going.
Watson right, Johnson left. Elway in the end zone and throwing it. It's complete. Winder dives out to the 7-yard line.
All right, Sammy, baby! All right!
Elway's dropped the play fake, runs up in the pocket, running left, John's across the 20 and out to the 26-yard line, has the first down.
The rush came high, and I just stepped up inside it. Studdard pushed him outside of me, and I stepped up and threw it. And when I looked downfield, they were awful soft, and I just turned the football up and knew I could get the first down. There was plenty of room, so I got as far as I could and then went down. The time was a factor. It wasn't a huge factor at that point in time.
3 minutes to go.
Come on, guys! Come on, stick it to him, baby!
We could still run the ball, and we wanted to try to keep them off balance. And so, therefore, we came back with a play-action fake, and they were in a two-deep coverage, and we released Sewell out of the backside.
Pass for Sewell, got it and keeps it at the 48-yard line, and was he hammered?
He went up high and made a great catch because the safety was right there. With each successful play, and each time we moved the markers, we became more confident.
Waggle right. Elway running up in the pocket and sacked at the 48-yard line. That's it! The Broncos may have to spend a timeout here. They will.
You know, you look at those situations, and the last thing we want to do is take a sack. And they did a good job defensively. You got to give them some credit that they made the play in that situation that really made it tough on us on 3rd and 18.
Time was becoming a factor now.
We have one timeout left. They are at the Cleveland 48-yard line. Snap to Elway, and Elway's pass is coming and caught. Mark Jackson, first down at the Cleveland 27-yard line.
In 2-minute situations where you got to get lucky, and there's no question we were lucky on this situation because the crowd was so loud that we were in a silent cadence, and I had motion with it, and I was trying to time the motion with the silent count, and we were just a little bit early with the snap, and it hit Steve Watson on the hip and barely got back to him. I was fortunate enough to get it back, and then I had Mark Jackson on a deep in cut past the first down marker, and I got great time. That's what you got to have in those situations, and I was able to get Mark the ball and get the first down.
As they moved down the field, Denver suddenly took command not only of the football game but of the stadium. The closer they got, I thought the quieter the crowd got. Where it should have been getting louder, I don't think it did. I really think that the crowd was quieted somewhat during that drive just by the fact that Denver kept moving the ball down close.
Close wasn't good enough, but Elway wasn't finished. Using second and third options, the Broncos continued to play, beat the clock. And if the pressure was all but unbearable, Elway never let it show. On 2nd and long, it was again up to Elway to find a way.
Come on, Johnny!
Elway's gutty scramble set up a 3rd and 1 at the 5 and a fitting climax to the greatest drive in NFL history.
42 seconds to go. Broncos at the Cleveland 5. 3rd down and a yard. The snap to Elway. The look, the throw. Touchdown to Mark Jackson. 98.5-yard drive.
We called it option left 62 route, but we have a guy in the flat, and we have Mark coming in on a slant route, and the corner came off Mark, and I was able to get a seam in there. It was a low heater, too, because if Mark didn't get it, nobody was going to get it. I can remember seeing Mark Jackson wide open and saying to myself, get this ball to him as fast as you can get it to him. And I don't remember throwing a ball as hard as I threw that ball.
Elway's rocket to Mark Jackson may be the most dramatic 5-yard pass in history. It was certainly the hardest thrown. But while the hard work was done, the game wasn't won. It was tied at 20. But the momentum was Denver's. And as overtime began, there was little doubt about the outcome.
And we really had the momentum. We had taken the crowd out of it. They had the ball first, and the defense stops them in 3 plays. And then we come in, and we had the momentum. The crowd was real quiet, and I remember a couple guys making some great catches.
Blitz and throwing it up the right side. Mobley across the 50. 3rd and 12 at the 50. Steps up in the pocket, and here comes the pressure, and John's on the run. He's at the 50. Throws the ball upfield. Fingertip catch at the Cleveland 22-yard line.
Elway moved the Broncos 60 yards on their first possession, setting up Rich Carlos for a dramatic field goal attempt.
Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby.
This will be a 32-yard try to win it in overtime. Ball is down. Carlos's kick is on the way, and it is gone. The Denver Broncos have come from behind to win it in overtime. And this time, folks, it is no miracle. The Broncos are going to the Super Bowl because they earned the trip. Final score, Denver 23, Cleveland 20.
It was hard for me to believe. You know, I remember saying to myself, oh my God, you know, it's kind of, we're going to the Super Bowl, and the way we're going is we beat Cleveland in Cleveland on a 98-yard drive.
Super Bowl! Super Bowl! We're going to Super Bowl!
When you think of John Elway, that's where you start to think about John as a great football player. That particular day in Cleveland. So the things that he's done since have just added to the way that people perceive him. But that was his coming out party.
You know, until you do something great, you can never be classified as a great quarterback. And that being my 4th year, I'd improved each year, but really hadn't done anything. And to me, that was a game that really got me started, and a game that was able to fulfill some of the expectations that people thought of me when I came into the league.
Few players have ever entered the NFL with a higher level of expectations or more fanfare than John Elway. But then, why not? As a consensus All-American, Elway left Stanford with 5 NCAA passing records. But it wasn't the records he set which set him apart. It was his rare combination of unabashed athleticism, foot speed, and arm strength, coupled with a champion's charisma that made Elway the NFL's #1 draft pick in 1983. And Elway immediately proved to be anything but typical. Instead, he demanded a trade from Baltimore, and neither the Broncos nor the game has ever been the same.
First play of the second half for Denver, and you hear the cheers for Elway.
In the preseason, all eyes were on the headstrong rookie with the $1 million arm.
Let's go red right, one short divide, power 47-year-old pinch on two. Ready?
It's interesting when a young man with the publicity that an Elway has had, even the football teams, you can tell that it's got their attention. Everybody's craning their neck to see what he's going to do.
It didn't take long to see that Elway was the real thing. For the first time in years, the magic was back at Mile High Stadium.
I saw that guy. He was squatting right there like that. I saw it.
Elway's stirring preseason performance earned him the starting quarterback job and a few predictions.
He's very, very impressive. He avoided our rush. He threw the ball through our coverages.
So right now, I think he's worth every bit of what they're paying him. He's the truth. He really is. He'll have a great future here in the NFL.
But before he could become great, he had to endure a rookie season which saw his baptism by fire against the Colts in a hostile Memorial Stadium.
I had a bad experience playing in Baltimore. The second game of that year, we went out there, and not only was I playing bad, but I got benched the second half.
The crowd was in rapture. The man who had spurned them was getting his comeuppance. And it got worse before it got better. But it's a tribute to Elway's toughness that his rugged initiation into the NFL was something he learned from, not shrank from.
The whole year was tough for me. Just because there's a lot of things going on, and I was making a lot of mistakes, and being a rookie, it was tough.
Elway knew he was making mistakes, but he knew something more, that greatness takes opportunity. And in week 15 of his rookie season, Elway finally got his chance. Trailing the Baltimore Colts 19-0, Elway was about to embark on the first of his fourth quarter miracle finishes, though no one could have guessed it at the time.
Watson in motion from the left side of the formation. And Elway with some protection, throwing it to the end zone for Sampson. He's got the ball, touchdown!
You look at all these 2-minute drives as I talk about and all the comebacks and the fact that you got to get lucky in them. And Clint Sampson was a great example because he only had 1 foot down and they ended up giving us a touchdown. He had a corner route and he only got 1 foot down, so we got lucky there. And then in the defense, Louis Wright makes a big interception for us and runs it back and gets us the ball back. So the whole team picked up. When you have comebacks and you're down 19-0, it's 45 guys that pull together and get the job done.
Indeed, no game is won by a single player, but no game is won without a single great leader.
I remember the next pass was to Jesse Miles. We called it dart right, and it was like a one-man screen to the fullback and at a shotgun, and he caught the ball and made a great run, and now got us back in the football game at 19-14. Now we were really back into it.
Suddenly, Elway had taken the Broncos from sitting ducks to sitting pretty. Of course, the game wasn't in hand just yet. The Broncos still needed another touchdown. But John Elway had come too far to let anything stop him, and he was about to go further, from raw rookie to full-fledged pro. Elway's nifty footwork did more than gain yardage. It bought Denver time by stopping the clock.
Receivers left, 4th down and 2 Broncos. Elway is back, here comes the safety blitz.
On 4th and 2, a rookie came of age with the game on the line.
Wilhite at the 10, Wilhite at the 5, Wilhite to the goal line. Touchdown! 4th and 2, and the Broncos get the touchdown to go ahead, 20-19. There's the backflip from Gerald Wilhite, who could not have been more open as he caught the ball at the 10 and ran it in.
They brought the house, they were blitzing, and me being a rookie was logical. And I remember on that play, Gerald was responsible for the safety, and when the safety came, I saw Gerald not block him, and so, I mean, once he got out, I said, here, you take the ball, and he took it and got it in the end zone.
Well, an unbelievable finish.
I think that's what the Broncos paid $5 million for.
I would say.
Of course, it was only a harbinger of things to come.
You know, that was his first showing of what he had in store for us in his career.
And in that remarkable career, no team has ever been victimized quite like the Kansas City Chiefs. Take Week 10 in 1989. Chiefs fans were in full voice, but Elway was in top form.
Red 28!
With the score tied at 13, a tie on the road might have looked good, but Elway was looking for more. In a frantic 10-play drive, Elway managed the clock, the crowd, and to somehow convert 3 third-down passes, including this bullet to Mark Jackson, which set up the play of the game.
Is this the play of the game? Sewell in the backfield. Elway, shovel pass, Sewell. 35, 30, cutting back, 25, 20, 15, 10, inside the 10-yard line. The shovel pass to Sewell. And what a run at the end of it. 13-13 tie. This will be the last play of the 4th quarter. Kubiak will hold it just outside the left hash mark. Bridge down. Treadwell's kick on the way. And good!
The Broncos' 16-13 win was a key step on their way to a division title that year. But as incredible as that win was, it paled compared to their next meeting with the Chiefs. Trailing by 2 points on a Monday night, the Broncos were 83 yards from a score. With under 2 minutes to play and facing a 4th and 10, some might have considered the situation bleak. But at least one veteran Bronco knew better. Elway shines brightest when it matters most.
Just before that 4th down play, one of the young guys turned to me and he said, you know, I haven't been 0-2 since high school. I said, you're not going to be this year either.
Well, it is 4th down, and it is 10 yards to go, and we have 1 minute and 11 seconds to go in it.
I know the guys who've been on the team a number of years have seen John do some things that some people classify as miracles. I guess I'm getting used to it. I call it par for the course for John Elway.
Elway steps up in the pocket, lets it go long to Johnson. He's got it at the 40 on a 4th and 10. John Elway puts it on the button to Vance Johnson. Holy cow! What a throw!
You're in line for those money, boy. I just closed my eyes when I played, and I heard the crowd go crazy, and I said,
I don't believe it, man. I was sad, now I'm happy. 5 seconds, I'm gonna be sad to happy.
At 4th and 10, I'm just looking to get the first down, and Vance had come up to me and said, hey, check me on the post pattern. The free safety just played shallow, and Vance ran a great route backside on a post route, and I put it out to right field, and he ran and got it.
When he caught it, I jumped in the air and started screaming. I ran to that young guy and I said, see what I told you?
Confidence like that doesn't come easy. But then quarterbacks like John Elway don't come around very often either. And 4 plays later, the Broncos were in position to win it.
The 22-yard effort, Treadwell's kick is up, it's good! Broncos win it!
David Treadwell's kick was good as time expired. But the next year, Elway proved that his license to thrill never expires. Once again, the Broncos were tied with the Chiefs, locked in a brutal battle. With the score tied at 16, Kansas City pinned the Broncos back on their own 13-yard line, where suddenly Elway faced a crucial 3rd and long.
Let's go, guys. 3rd and 20. Who's for the game?
Let's see what Elway has in his bag of tricks here.
Spin X left trick, all right, just sit it. Scramble right, 16 wide squirrel, wing 7, on 2, 1, 2.
Me.
Marty Schottenheimer had seen this before, but he would never see a play quite like this again. Facing a 3rd and 18, Elway simply let his arm do the talking.
He's trying to buy some time. He's going to let it go long, and Mark Jackson is there. 50, 45, 40, 35.
I do not believe John Elway. Time after time after time, he does it, and he has just bitten the Chiefs again.
Nice shot, Wood, nice shot.
There was only one way to describe that pass.
vintage Elway. He's made some great plays just in the 3 years that I've been here.
It was a planned scramble, and the first thing I did on the scramble was to check, make sure we're getting everybody picked up, because I knew that for me to throw this ball, I'm going to have to set up and give it a pretty good heave.
The only thing was I couldn't see John. I just saw a ball go out into that Denver sky, and it was a perfect spiral, and I just tried to get underneath it, and luckily I did.
It was taking off like a long drive or something, and it's just amazing. I sit there and I just said, wow.
Holy! How far was that scramble throw to Action Jackson?
61 yards on the fly, 71 altogether. And while a field goal officially won the game, it was really the strongest arm in football which had beaten the Chiefs once again.
Who's number 7, Johnny? Throws a nice ball.
Just be ready for a heater. Be ready for a heater.
Throw that ball. He has the strongest arm I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a guy move that kind of arm in my life. The ball moved so fast, I turned my head and it was there. Throw that ball.
John's arm is incredibly strong, I'm telling you. He can probably throw the ball over 60 miles an hour.
We have what we call a jugs machine. It's like a tennis ball machine or a baseball machine that shoots the ball out. Well, this one shoots out footballs, and you can crank it up to like 80. We caught on that just the other day to try to simulate John's speed, because there's no way that you can catch from another quarterback or from a coach and get the same effect. He sort of gets you to catch the ball with your hands more too, because of the concentration factor of the speed of the ball. And then you know if you're going to catch it on your body, get ready for some pain because they could literally stick to you. You probably wouldn't even have to catch it. So.
Elway's rifle of a right arm usually gives the Broncos enough ammunition to fire the decisive shot. But there's more to Elway's athletic prowess than his golden right arm. Call it the Broncos' golden rule. Whatever the role, Elway will play the leading man. So whether it's catching a touchdown pass or not getting caught in the pocket, Elway's remarkable array of skills allows him to fix any broken play. How does Elway know when to run? Well, that's part of the magic.
There's a time clock that goes off in your mind, and a lot of times from the backside it's just a reaction to where you think it's time to go, and fortunately a lot of the times I've made the right move and got out of there. I can't tell you what it is, but it's definitely something the quarterbacks have from being in the pocket. The fact that you feel that from the backside, it's maybe that 300-pounder breathing down your neck. I don't know what it is.
Everybody just be determined. We're going to get it done this time. He's not going to scramble.
I'm awful fortunate to be able to make the right reactions in certain cases and move around a little bit.
God! Nice move, John.
Everything is reaction.
Nice move.
They can have a good defense, and if I can move around and kind of disrupt what they're doing on the defensive side, then we got a chance to make a big play. When you get in that situation, you know that you got to make some plays. You got to make great throws. We got to make great catches, and it's a tough situation.
And no one has ever handled those situations with the grace John Elway has. His mobility keeps him from being sewn into the pocket and lets him thread the tightest needle. And that is precisely what separates John Elway from every quarterback who has ever played the game. Uncanny mobility, complemented by incredible arm strength.
Elway rolls left, gets some time. Now the time is going away. Flips the tackle and throws it deep. There's a flag, and the ball is caught inside the 25. Johnson will go to the end zone. A 54-yard touchdown pass.
What he does better than anybody else. He does that better than anybody else.
That fact is hard to escape. And on October 18th, 1992, everyone, from the top row to the men fighting toe-to-toe on the field below, knew there was magic in the air. So when the Oilers scored with fewer than 2 minutes remaining to take a 21-20 lead, they didn't take comfort.
When they scored, you looked over there and they knew that something could happen. It doesn't always happen, but it seems to most of the time happen with John Elway.
We'd beat them in the playoff game the year before, and we were in a 2-minute situation again. I remember a rookie linebacker running by me going, "Not this time, Elway."
King right trip, Ron 13B up X zoom on one.
And so then we ended up scoring in 3 plays, and so that was a situation that made it a little more special, and maybe that guy will think twice about saying it next time he comes out the field.
Again, Elway being rushed. Quick pass, caught by Vance Johnson. Breaks to the 30, leads to the 25, and out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
We're on about the 20-25-yard line, and here they come with the blitz again, and we had the draw called, and I remember Reggie Rivers standing right next to me, and usually he's supposed to delay on a draw and then take off, but I knew the outside guys were coming, and if he beat the outside guys, I knew there'd be no one there to touch him, and so as soon as I got the ball, I'm yelling at him, "Go, go, 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 go." And he took off and ran, and no one even touched him, and that was another great win for us.
You might say that's an understatement, but that's one of Elway's greatest assets, his poise under pressure. You see, John Elway understands his job is to remain in control until the final gun sounds.
Until that clock says 0-0, no matter what, or the field goal's kicked, or we score the touchdown, it's not over. all you see is really white lines and boundaries. Once you get starting in motion and you're in a 2-minute drill, things are going so fast that you don't even think about it.
Huddle up, huddle up. Come on, Bobby, set a huddle, let's go. Come on, be a leader.
It's my job to get people back in the huddle or back on the line of scrimmage and get things going.
Toss 39, first sound, first sound.
John has that way of gaining momentum. He can just look horrible through a portion of the game.
Take a 1985 game against the Steelers in Week 13. It appeared that Elway's luck had run out, but despite surrendering the lead late in the fourth quarter, he never surrendered his will to win.
And he suddenly gets that fire in his eye, and he's going to put the ball right there on the money, and somehow he's going to get the job done.
Truth be told, whether the Broncos will win usually isn't the question. It's just a matter of how Elway will do it. In this case, a 7-play, 58-yard drive with under 3 minutes to play gave the Broncos the win. But a play-by-play analysis can't fully explain the Elway mystique.
John Elway, at the end of games, seems to put fear into the defenders.
Here we go. We need to take it down and get us one here. Let's get her going right now. Relax, have some fun, and do what we can do.
I've seen some of those games where he has pulled them out in the final 2 minutes, and you're thinking, well, you know, what's wrong with the defense now? And it looks as though they're absolutely terrified of what he's going to do to them, and subsequently he does do that.
Hurry up, hurry up!
Remember a 1992 game against the arch-rival Raiders? Elway had played poorly for much of the game, but with under 2 minutes to play, number 7 poured it on.
Blitz, blitz, blitz. Here it comes, and Elway gets away from it. And there's the pass. Marshall's got it. Breaks the tackle at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, down to the 8-yard line.
Trailing 13-10, Elway passed the Broncos down the field, and just when everyone expected the coup de grace from Elway's right arm, he passed on the pass, but got the win.
85 yards in the drive. Took them a minute and 56 seconds. They did it with no timeouts. Way to fight! With 55 seconds to go. Hey, that's a way to fight! Big dog, you got me. Way to fight!
Put him in a situation where he's against all odds. Somehow, some way, he's going to make it happen.
Elway takes the snap and drops inside.
No matter what we've done up to this point, just get the ball back and give him a shot.
Pressure, they throw the pass upfield. Jackson at the 25, breaks a tackle, gets out over the 30, the 35, gets a block from Sewell, and here he comes down the sideline.
And next thing you know, average players make great plays, or great players make even greater plays, and he's the one that initiates it.
Isn't this the essence of leadership? I mean, John's doing his thing.
Throws the pass for Sewell. It is tipped. Johnson gets it out of the play.
But he also gets the other guys to do their thing, to rise above. They're tired. This is the end of the game, and everybody makes that great effort.
Steve Sewell just decided to go over the top, and the Broncos are back in the lead.
That is the essence of leadership. Making men believe they can do things they've never done before. Taking one last stand when the body begs for rest. Against the Cardinals in 1991, Elway was brutalized.
Ace left up. Luke 19 double slanted special. Wing 9 on one-on-one. Hurry up, hurry up!
But a bruised body belied an unfettered spirit. That the Broncos should have been winning easily instead of trailing with under 4 minutes to play only strengthened Elway's pugnacious resolve.
And foot went out right here. Look at it. That's what it is right there. You're so full of bullshit.
That's when the fear of losing in a situation where you should have been winning and you're not, the fear of losing in that situation is one that motivates you. That's what adds a little bit of urgency to make a drive like that.
Ball is at the 4-yard line. It's third down. Elway gets the play going, sprints to the right side. He's going to run. Touchdown!
Well, I used to always think that the last one I've just seen was my favorite one. Then he comes up with another one that just tops anything that's previously been done.
Of course, everyone seems to have a favorite comeback. Well, almost everybody. You can't really include the Chiefs. They've just been victimized too many times to appreciate mile-high magic. But in Week 5, 1992, everyone had to acknowledge that something extraordinary occurred, even by John Elway standards.
We were down by 2 scores. We were down 19-6, and we needed 2 scores, and I think there's only 5 minutes to go. And we really hadn't done much all day offensively, so it looked awful bleak.
What the Broncos needed was a big play, but the Chiefs were determined not to let Elway go deep. So he dissected them with precision and patience.
So Elway taking what the Chiefs are giving him. We still have 1 minute and 55 seconds. Denver has all of their timeouts. Do you believe in miracles?
We need 7 here, and we got to stop it. Period.
A lot of this crowd has already left. It's an uphill climb, but you think they'd learn.
It's never over till that final gun goes off with this guy.
With number 7 out there, you're right. Elway lets it go to Jackson. Touchdown! Jackson makes the catch just inside the goal line and inside the sideline.
Boy, great throw, too.
It was the first time they went to man coverage, and I got Mark singled up on the backside, and as soon as I saw that, I knew I was going to take a shot at the end zone, and Mark made a great catch, and that was the big play that we needed the first time they went to man coverage.
Let's go! Turn it up! Let's turn up the heat! Turn it up!
I can see that parking lot out on the southwest side, which is a fairly big one, and there was as many people pouring back in after the first touchdown as there were pouring out just before it. And actually, Dave Logan and I had said, for those of you on portable radios, you're making a mistake. This game is never over.
Never say never! Never say never! Ain't over yet. It ain't over yet, baby.
Good kick. We like it.
Oh, this was the stuff of magic. The entire team was riding a wave of invincibility. Thus inspired, the defense rallied and stuffed the Chiefs on 3 straight plays. And despite trailing by 6 points with under 2 minutes to play, there was a palpable sense of desperation. But it came from the Chiefs bench.
Man, I'll tell you what, this is our opportunity to get it done right now with the defense, the best in the league.
And nothing to say about that. You do it.
Nope. Here's Barker punting. Marshall waits, backs. Oh, it fumbles the ball. Picks it up at the 45-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Comes across to the 40. 35-40. Pulled down by the kicker, Brian Barker. He was the last man there to get him.
Oh, man. Are you kidding me or what?
Looking over the sideline, looking at Kansas City, even though we were losing the game, you couldn't tell we were losing the game because we were excited and they were like, oh God, here goes John Elway again.
The irony was incredible. For 55 minutes, the Broncos had been the prey. Now, in the span of 3 minutes, the hunted had become the hunter.
I thought I'd seen it all in last-minute comebacks, you know. I mean, I thought if we have another one, it's going to be similar to something else. But this wasn't similar to anything else because I had resigned myself to the fact that we were going to lose the football game with 3 or 4 minutes to go. And to see him come back under those circumstances was unbelievable.
Elway's got the ball to the end zone. Touchdown!
Well, I tell you, unbelievable.
And the Denver Broncos with another fantastic comeback.
It was cover 5, which would have told me to go somewhere else besides Vance, but the safety stayed inside. Therefore, I knew that I could get the fade outside to Vance, and fortunately got good time to throw it, and I was able to put the ball in the money, and Vance made a great catch.
John Elway has done it again.
Elway's greatest comeback? Let history judge. After all, if the past tells us anything about John Elway, it's that anything is possible.
Thanks, man. Thanks for doing it, man. Way to go. Welcome back. Outside relation and busting us, man. We got it. Was that digging? I was digging, man. Whoa! Here we go! Whoa! They're playing our song. Hey! Yeah, they're playing our song. I'm not gonna let them crash our party. It's our party, Mile High, the world's largest party. We're not going to let them crash it. Not if me and Seven have something to say about it.
Kansas City bolted to a 14-0 first quarter lead. However, this party was far from over. A Ronnie Bradford interception of Joe Montana finally stopped the Chiefs, and from there, the Bronco offense took over.
22 wide turn. Here is Elway back with some time. Steps up, fires toward the end of the end zone. Touchdown! Shannon Sharp.
Hey, baby, we rolling. Sharp show today.
Well, I tell you what made the play. Excellent pass protection. John Elway had time to step up. He patted the ball 3 times while he stood in the pocket waiting for somebody to open up.
The inside guy. Okay, we're all right. Got the other guy. They're going to give you some crazy stuff this half. They got to, okay? But we're protecting great. Keep it up. We're squirming this.
Elway would like to get 6 here. Here's the pass to the end zone. It's a touchdown! Shannon Sharp! Oh, what a throw!
Unfortunately for the Broncos, neither was Joe Montana, who staked the Chiefs to a 21-17 fourth quarter lead.
Great throw, Joe. Nice throw, Joe. Oh! We're going to pull it out. We're going to pull this baby out. Hey, be alert. Tell them about the trick play. You know they got one coming on. Tell them to stick with their man, because if not, they're going to come up. He's going to come up with a play. Some crazy they always do it, man.
Denver moves around a little bit on offense. They have Rivers coming up the middle, and Rivers blocks it. It's blocked by Reggie Rivers. Barker chases it, still rolling. Inside the 15, inside the 10. Picked up back there. The tackle is at the...
Reggie Rivers' stunning punt block put John Elway in point-blank range for the 32nd fourth quarter comeback of his spectacular career.
Elway gets the snap. He looks to the end zone. Caught! Shannon Sharp! His 3rd touchdown catch for the ball!
Nice shot, baby. Do you believe? Do you believe? We believe, man. We believe.
Look up the word believe in the dictionary, and you'll see a team picture of the Denver Broncos. However, with barely 2 minutes to play and the Broncos leading 27-21, Kansas City was set to counter with a comeback legend of their own.
And one of the great comeback quarterbacks, along with John Elway, is Joe Montana, and he's under center. The Mile High Stadium fans are on their feet and yelling.
Montana never crossed midfield.
This game is going to be over.
The Denver Broncos have made it 11 straight over the Kansas City Chiefs at Mile High Stadium as they beat the Kansas City Chiefs in a gutty performance.
Great job, man. Great job. We made the big plays. We made them happen. We made the plays.
A year after beating the Browns with The Drive, the Broncos were once again playing Cleveland for the AFC Championship, this time at Mile High, where expectations were high.
We're ready, baby. We're ready. A hell of a ball game today.
Pat Boland's prediction proved to be prophetic as Cleveland fought back and tied the game late in the fourth quarter.
We stop them one time, we'll go ahead. Let's go now. Hold on that football, guys.
By now, John Elway was more than just another superstar. He was building his reputation as a miracle worker.
Pass 94, 8 cutout read on one. Ready?
And while a lesser player might have faltered, he flourished.
There was still 5 minutes left in the game, so time really wasn't a factor at this point yet.
Red 98! Red 98!
But we knew that we had to get it down in field goal range and keep the defense off the field and take some time off the clock and hopefully get a field goal to win it. Now that we're in field goal range, we want to get it closer. We want to make it as easy a field goal as we possibly can. And I think that's why you see us come back on the next play with the screen pass, because it's a safe play.
20, 4:12 to go. The snap, and Elway drops to the 30 and throws. It is caught, and Winder's at the 15, trying to run right to the 10, keeps his balance at the 10, at the 5, touch, scores! Sammy Winder!
Sammy Weiner makes a great run, breaks a couple tackles, and to see him go in the end zone, you feel so much better about a touchdown than you do a field goal. That was a huge play.
And it's Denver 38, Cleveland 31 with 4:01 to go in the fourth quarter, and I have a feeling it isn't over.
It wasn't. Indeed, while the Elway-led drive had given the Broncos the lead, it also gave the Browns the ball and the chance to rewrite Denver's storybook ending. So as the crimson sky faded behind the Rocky Mountains, John Elway was left to watch his defense take a page from his own dramatic playbook.
Well, it's a championship finish. 38-31 Denver. 2nd and 5 at the 8 for the Browns with 1:12 to go. Kozar to Biner. Biner trying to slip left at the 5. He's at the goal line. Biner loses the ball. Denver recovers the fumble. Biner appeared to be getting close enough to the goal line when the ball was punched away.
Ernest Biner's fumble may be the lingering image from that championship game, but it really shouldn't be. Because the fact remains that it was a John Elway-led drive which had given the Broncos a lead they would never surrender. And for the second year in a row, number 7 had made the championship game his own showcase for the spectacular. 2 years later, in an AFC divisional playoff game, the Broncos were trailing again.
We're calling us the Cinderella team. We still got our glass slippers intact. Right. Still got them on.
But they wouldn't for much longer. Trailing 23-17 with 7 minutes to play, Elway proved the proof is in the finish. And in a vintage drive, Elway once again led by example.
It's to Humphrey, back to Elway on the flea flicker. And the throw up the near side for Van. Makes the catch.
Look, come on.
In this bone-jarring game, yards were hard to come by. And scores were even rarer. But as strong as the hits was the belief that Elway would find a way to win. And on 3rd and 1 from the 1, Elway quieted a crowd anticipating the go-ahead score.
Come on, get in there.
Handoff, Brad dives, scores! Broncos lead for the first time. Denver 24, Pittsburgh 23.
Once again, Elway had done his part. And yet again, the defense would finish what number 7 had started. It was a matter of pride.
Listen out! Listen out! Come in here! Get gas in here! Get in here! Get in here! Nickel 5, ready?
3rd down and 8. Steelers at their 20. Snap to Brister, it hits his feet. The ball is loose. Picked up by Hodge, and a big pile-up. Broncos recover the fumble.
In a total team effort, the Broncos prevailed 24-23, and even John Elway couldn't have guessed that a greater comeback lay ahead. Ironically, the score was an identical 24-23, but this time the Broncos were on the wrong end. And, as if that weren't coincidence enough, the Broncos would have to start on their own 2-yard line thanks to a great kick. It was not an altogether unfamiliar situation.
That's one of the main things I remember about this drive was I remember going, wow, what a great punt.
Damn, they got the ball. We got the ball on the 2.
For them to say it was on the 2-yard, I can remember running on the field, 2-yard line and running on the field going, well, we're going to see if that first one is a fluke or not. And this one was a different situation than that. We only needed a field goal, but it was still on the lucky 2-yard line. You know, deja vu.
Denver at the 2-yard line. They're 98 yards away from 6, but they don't need 6. They only need 3.
That brought up memories, and we mentioned it on the air. You know, Keith Bishop isn't here to say it, but John Boy, we have him where we want him.
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go.
I mean, you couldn't ask for more. John Elway has a chance here. It's a long way to go. This game is far from over. I've seen this club move too many times to think it's over.
Hey, dude, it ain't over yet, though, baby. It ain't over yet.
That's all right, baby. It ain't over. It ain't over, baby. It ain't over.
585, hut! 24-23 the score. Elway in the shotgun and in the end zone. Here's his pass. It's caught. Young makes it out at the 24-yard line.
The first play got him room to work and move around back there because he needs that space. That's when we realized, hey, look out, Houston.
However, confidence seemed to fade as 3 plays netted a mere 4 yards.
Damn! It's the game right here, 4th and 6. It's the game. We need this.
Down to 1:28. Elway, he's got some time. Flushed out, rolls out, being chased. Here's Elway, first down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah! Needed that. We needed that, boy.
4th and 6, and I remember feeling the pressure from the backside, and I stepped up through it. And so when I came out, the first thing that I saw was a first down marker, and his defensive lineman chasing me from inside. And I didn't have time to even look downfield. I just saw him real soft and knew that I could get the first down and stop the clock.
You can say what you want to. I don't think I want anybody back there except number 7.
3 plays later, another 4th down.
And this time 10.
16 on one. On one.
By now, however, Elway was running in the footsteps of Lane, Unitas, Staubach, and Montana. And the question wasn't if he could do it, merely how.
Come on.
Here's the 4th down and 10 play. Elway's got the ball. John is back, runs up out of the pocket, lets the pass go. It's caught. Johnson to the 40, 35, 30, 25, and out of bounds at the 21-yard line of the Islanders.
Well, 4th and 10, and this one's a little bit tougher. I got a good pass rush from the backside, and I was able to, again, step up through that and get outside. And it was the same defense that they played last time, only this time the cornerback came up to stop me from running, and I saw Vance Johnson over the top. And that may be one of the worst passes that I've ever thrown, but I've never had a guy that open in that situation where I just wanted to hand him the ball, and so it wobbled a lot, but fortunately it got there.
Unbelievable. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I don't think I'd believe it. Oh, my gosh. That's unbelievable.
11 breathtaking plays without a timeout in less than 2 minutes reconfirmed the legend of John Elway.
It's all you, baby. It's all you. Yeah, it's all you, baby. Yeah. I tell you, you ought to knight the guy. Man, you still the man.
You know, everyone's yelling, everybody's hooping and hollering, and my thinking is, hey, let's not celebrate now. It's not over. Let's make this field goal before we celebrate.
Kubiak will hold. Here's the snap. The kick is good! Broncos lead!
Few have ever understood more clearly that the point of any game is to win.
This place is a madhouse. 76,000 plus have lost their minds at Mile High Stadium
As the Broncos, with one of their greatest, come from behind.
And no one ever directed his skills to this task in a more dramatic comeback fashion than John Elway.
This guy will go down as the greatest come-from-behind player in National Football League history.
You know, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the fact that, you know, we've had these comebacks, but also I know it's not just me. It's the 22 guys that I've played with. It's a trait that I'm happy that I have, that I'm never going to give up no matter what I have. And I've been fortunate to play with a bunch of guys that think the same way.
It's a great feeling, though. You got to remember this feeling. You don't get these feelings very often. You know, man. You got a game that you love to win. I'm telling you, we can do it here because of John. Yeah.
Making some big plays and making the impossible in that situation where everything's against you and no one's expecting you to do it and you get it done. And that's exactly what you play for. That's the ultimate for a player, and that the fans are excited and you're excited. That is the point in time in everybody's career that I think they would like to be able to freeze and be able to draw that feeling whenever they wanted to, because most times that feeling of accomplishment is unbelievable.